Alright, here's part 3 of what I've been documenting for like basically just October. I cut off here, but this is just random shit that I remembered. Within the last 2 weeks, I was shown AI visuals, but also like it's like they spy through their phone camera and they won't modulate it, so you kind of see the silhouette of the actual person that they're filming. So within the last 2 weeks, I was shown visuals, or somebody videos somebody. It projects to my mind's eye, so when I close my eyes, I can see it. They said it was one of the neighbor girls that's around my age that lives behind me, and I later looked it up. I think I had seen her, and then sometime later they showed her to me because I recognized her, or they knew I was gonna recognize her. Sometime later, supposedly, number one, I call her number one. It looked like somebody filmed her too, but I'm not sure if it was her. It looked like her. And I will attempt to describe them. I only ever look at property records, not really them, except to know who the relatives are to document my harassment. Because like I said, it starts with the neighbor, they tell the neighbor to tell their family, and they tell them to tell their friends, and then it branches off. So I'm gonna call her A. She was eating a sandwich with her left hand, and she tried to put her hand in front of her to block the camera out with her right hand. The sandwich is halfway gone. She is like 110, 130 pounds. She has short black hair. I saw a kitchen counter that looked tan colored and brown cabinets behind her. Another time I was woken up, I closed my eyes and I saw another woman drinking from a coffee mug with both hands. She had long hair, I think. It was at least past the shoulders from what I saw. And it seemed auburn color. No bangs. I believe her hairline was split down the center. Sitting on a couch in front of her was a table, I believe. And she was caught off guard also and shy too. So she kind of put the mug up and kind of turned away shyly. The camera cut off. And the camera visuals are usually only 1 to 2 seconds, just enough for me to see it, not to focus. Typically black and white with slight color. I was told that they were them, the neighbors, like the only ones that I think I like, through the Frey effect. When the AI first started projecting them, I saw old people, a redheaded woman. I saw an old man who was bald on top with white hair on the side. I saw another. I'm not going to talk about that one because that's embarrassing. But I was being stimulated to some sexual shit one of the redheaded women were doing because they like to rape us TIs. It was bad for a while because someone took the face of a childhood friend that I try so hard to like not think about at all, and they put a filter of her face on their face, and while they got on the AI camera thing that projects to me, they were dancing in front of the fucking camera, playing that girl's face in front of me, literally terrorizing me with it, as if they ripped off the fucking face and wore it on theirs. There are more than one, but I believe it's AI modulating people to look like her when they film themselves, or they're using some type of Snapchat filter to overlay on their faces to hide their identities. Before it happened, I kept being antagonized and instigated and coerced into talking about her. After, they started projecting her visually to me, but it's whatever this technology is. 3:39 p.m. someone said to suck their dick, and Natalie coughed badly. Natalie's my little sister. She was born in 2011. They like to hit us with modulated frequencies all over, but the timing and dialogue has to explain the context of it. She is 11 years old. I also need to mention that I was hit badly with directed energy weapon, modulated frequencies, and it was so bad. This was like back in 2020. It was so bad, a woman screamed, "Robbie, stop it." I found a Robert Lonnie when I looked on Spokeo, but since like 2022, when I try to type up his name and look for him, he's not there anymore. So I can't find him anymore on any kind of property records or anything. Supposedly he changed his name. He might go by Andrew. I don't fucking know. It said he lived at one of the houses behind me. It was at 1318 Boyle. One of the houses across the street, or one of the houses behind me. I didn't screen cap it, but I did see it. Also, around this time I had been listening to like VTK audio, and I did hear the name Lonnie, and these girls said that Lonnie was a pedophile, but I didn't know who that was, so I didn't bother to screen cap it. I thought it was made up. I don't know where it's at now, but I know that he's really a person. 10/12/22. I was asleep early because I was being hit in my chest by the heart. I heard a white man say, "Everybody knows when you want to hit a pussy, you call her." He sounded younger, maybe 20s, early 30s. Before that, I had a dream where some woman was arguing in my dream. Also, it wasn't modulated, it was his actual voice. I had a dream where some woman was arguing in my dream about someone. Well, I felt like I was the one she was talking to. She said, "I'm a lawyer," and the person pretending to be me said, "Bitch, I don't give a fuck." The dream went to me still being in the mall eating with some girl. There was a part where I was looking for Devin and running to find him, but I couldn't. Devin's my older brother. The night that I talked to him, he ended up going out and, I guess, wrecking his car. And he ended up getting put in jail for like, I don't know, 3 years. All because I spoke to him. And, you know, mind control is, if you don't understand it, you act crazy. I left outside with a skinny... Okay, I was looking for my brother, but I couldn't find him. I left outside with a skinny black woman, but it was in an ambush. And men, 4 to 5 of them, surrounded us. And I saw a black guy run away and try to kick somebody, but he missed intentionally. Because it's LARP. They're like faking scenarios and acting them out. So your dreams are not prophetic. It's literally them playing with your dreams. 5 to 6 p.m. Heard neighbors arguing. Sounded like the same neighbors from the recording on 9/21/2022. That recording was my neighbors in the backyard at the house. I'm just gonna say the fucking address. It was 1318 Boyle Street. Whoever was in that house was arguing with the neighbors across the street, the house of the antenna, and possibly the other 2 houses right next to it, across the street. It happened after I was being sent sexual innuendos, also degraded in general, also being really tortured, and it was literally unbearable. It still is. I was being hit in the chest when I laid down to sleep. It stopped when I heard a lot of frequencies tune into me. Gabriel still hasn't been home since the other day. Gabriel's my little brother who targets me, but I think he's really scared. Hasn't been home since the other day, because after he left, everything got really, really bad. And I got a lot of evidence too. I feel the base of the back of my skull hurting. My nerves are reverberating through the other nerves around my head. Wait, the back of my skull hurts. My nerves, and they're reverberating through the other nerves around my head. My stomach feels bloated under my sternum. 11 p.m. hit under the left boob, under the sternum, making it difficult to breathe. Felt like my insides were being bloated and severe disorientation when I stood up. I heard the name Lauren. 2:47 a.m. was the disorientation. 2:48 a.m. No, anyway, it's one of those times. I don't know who the modulated frequency is, but I'm assuming it's like a partnership or some shit. I don't really know. Because they literally talk shit about each other so badly that I don't understand how they even work together. 10:13:22. They've also jolted my body by moving the frequency up and down really quickly. 4:30 a.m. Woke up immediately. My insides got blown up by modulated frequencies reduced. I went to the bathroom. I don't have to use it. It's literally just gas. I went outside to the backyard later on, I think that night. And 2300 on my street immediately turned on their porch light. 2:00 p.m. Fell back asleep while being hit. For effects said I'm being hit in my arteries around my heart and the left breast also. I'm still hit in my organs, nerves by the sternum where the stomach, liver, diaphragm area is. I got pulsed once in that area also to make me cough. I'm extremely tired, in pain, stressed, and barely able to keep organizing my evidence. My phone keeps disconnecting, so I can't transfer my files. I keep hearing talk about a woman supposedly having pension money gained off my targeting, or getting, just like in general, gaining money off of my targeting. I believe it's the same family from the argument I tried to film outside behind me. I need to also say, since around this time, they left. Like, the vehicle that I filmed in their neighborhood are gone. And now they have, like, it used to be the retired guy, police guy, and his other truck on the property records. But now there's, like, some red car there, and in the house in front of it's a light blue car. So after this happened, it's like they got tired of being attacked by everybody and they left. So I don't know exactly who's modulating what. I don't know what's going on, but I know that they're one of them. I believe it's this, try to film outside behind me. And then I put over here on the side, I'll write down what happened after I'm able to go through the video files. And then 10:14:22, I was thinking about childhood and friends from like 2007 when I was 13 years old, 12 to 13 years old. I also was thinking about family and number one. Like, I don't want to dox her, but like I want to say her name. Because they sent a visual one time at me that it like literally was her from far away shooting at me in my mind's eye, and it had my mom's face modulated into her face, and it was like scary as fuck. But I don't think she even looks like that anymore at all. Anyways, I thought about my friends list also and people I worked with. I thought about the neighbor on the corner of Jane and how they had a Filipino guy living with them. There was some weird childhood story with that too. But I'm not going to talk about it. I got stalked by him as a kid. 11 a.m. 23:02. Black dude with the kid boy I heard split personality before they left. I don't think it was about me, but it could have been, who knows. 10:17:22. Heard some man say something about me smelling my little cousin's armpit, and then I smelled it, and then It's a general annoyance all day. They got quiet almost all day because I wanted to call a lawyer. And they got annoying around the afternoon. I looked at my yearbook, 10/18/22. I looked at my yearbook and familiar people. When I was trying to rest, I heard a loud ringing slowly get louder and more irritating. 6 p.m. and I have a pain around my eyes and nerves around my forehead. My brain or head feels like there's a rubber band squeezing it. Ears feel like nails on a chalkboard. Earlier that morning, a male was angry and said something about smelling a woman's vagina. I started to smell something else unfamiliar They make me smell shit that I've never smelled before in my life. And they're also targeting other people in this neighborhood because they're sick people. They're like literally, they know that that they're all doing illegal shit and that they won't complain about it. So anyways, I really smell some shit. Apart from that, they will not allow me to smell anything at all. When I went to lay down at 12 p.m., I smelled a woman's fragrance like a body lotion or something from Bath and Body Works. Moderators take turns modulating frequencies, but only they know who they are besides the originators, which is the house directly behind me, like across the street, and some people that they know. 10/19/22. 12 a.m. I saw a visual of a blonde skinny woman trying to make faces at me. I described her and kind of made fun of the effort to do so much to me. The modulator showed me a visual of the childhood friend. They said her mom worked for a school and her dad also worked for a school. They said her middle name is, I'm not going to say it, but I have a feeling that they're not lying. I don't know her besides going to school together and by briefly talking through 7th through 11th grade. They said that they have been spying on her, not because of me, but because of their own personal reason, because they love to spy on people and fuck with them, or fuck with me by letting me know that they're spying on them. They also said her birthday was literally her birthday. And also before that, they were talking about some girl that was supposedly her best friend that I don't even know anything about either. Because supposedly she lives somewhere behind me growing up, or she lived somewhere behind me growing up. They projected a family photo of her with her husband and her kid in one of my dreams, but I could tell that it was her because it was a family photo. And sometimes when I'm put in these dreams, I'm not really asleep, so I'm actually watching it happening, but I can't wake up. And supposedly they were best friends growing up, and I don't know how they would know some shit like that, because I didn't even know anything like that. And that was like, I don't know, around September possibly. 10/20/22. Tried to contact another lawyer. Around 4 p.m. I was cooking and a Mexican girl said Jose and them were being annoying more than others with her. The modulator started hitting me with nasal congestion, but I started feeling lightheaded and disorientated. After I ate, I got hit in my right side under the rib cage. Felt like my organs or muscle, but I felt sick immediately. 5:30 p.m. now and still hard to breathe. They play with it by opening the passageway and constricting it. 8:30 p.m. I closed my eyes to rest, but saw what looked like my cousin. I haven't seen her in forever since 2016, and I don't know her well anymore because I don't visit her. I haven't visited her since I was in 3rd grade. She looked like she had a short bob cut with highlights. She was wearing a nurse's clothes, a lighter shade of blue. It was in a hospital. It had a brown counter. She danced on what looked like something white for a split second before stopping. And then I kind of tried to draw a diagram. This was her standing there, and she was looking this way at somebody, I think. But there was somebody else, I think, with their camera phone facing her, and they said that they were spying through their camera phone to look at her, and that's why it was like all colorized. BTK said that she is working in a hospital as a nurse, a specific hospital because we have two. And also, as I saw this, they started slightly convulsing me to make me uncomfortable. All I did was look at my high school yearbook because she's a year older than me. But when I looked at the book, I tried not to notice her or acknowledge her, and I made sure I scanned the pages trying not to look at her. Which means that they already knew who she was before I ever even acknowledged her. This is the first time I've had a visual in, like, complete color. I kept being hit in the throat to cough till my throat got raspy. I was convulsing as if I'm cold, but it's hot in my room. Heavy congestion. I'm still congested because they're fucking with my nasal cavity. And they're blocking the mucus from going down my throat. Being messed with and light headaches because my forehead feels strained. Possible oxidative stress too, I don't know. People are going through my friends list and projecting their profiles to me. My Facebook friends are literally hidden on my profile, so I don't know how they were doing that unless they took screen caps of all of my friends. Earlier I remembered something gross, and it was about a 7th grade girl who I thought was uncomfortable. It's like sexual, but I don't want to talk about it. I think she was being stimulated while we were in class because I kept looking at her and like not feeling okay about it. But everybody else was completely normal. And I heard my neighbors behind me arguing after I had talked about it. I opened my back door and I heard barking coming from these houses. So here's me, here's behind me. These 3 houses, somewhere over here, and somewhere over here. This is the house that I'm blaming stuff on. There's a yellow house right here. They own both properties. He got caught yelling some shit outside. So he's one of them for sure. Anyway, the Modulator's house has different vehicles since I last walked the block. A few vehicles are different up Northwood and the street behind Moffett. Mainly Moffett, or Voyle Street, I think. But I'm not really sure because everybody swaps out vehicles like they're taking shifts. The modulated frequency attenuator, that's what they want to be called because they're the ones who fuck with the frequencies, is still the people that own all those properties, family, friends, neighbors, and probably co-workers. I don't know specifically who they are that are helping them. There's still some of them. On the 18th or 17th, I casually went out the back door to get air, and I heard what sounded like Clark. In the middle of a rant outside 1318 Will Street, he was going on a bit about stuff I hear on BTK before stopping and saying sorry God because he got caught mid-rant out loud in the backyard. Or out loud while I was in the backyard. It was like, the sound is coming from like over here somewhere. My house is more like right here, and you can kind of hear it travel. If it's not him, then it's not, but if I ever hear him talk, I'll know for sure. I listened to Christian music around this time, the 17th of October. The person who can control my arm movement was still writing, so I don't know who is modulating. So this dude was outside like talking shit, and somebody was inside hand modulating me. So they like blame their whole family for the modulated frequencies, but it seems like there's either more than one. There has to be more than one because 24/7 it never stopped. Literally, like, if you play with a Ouija board, you can feel like your hand get moved around, right? Well, this is what this is. It was never a Ouija board. I don't even think Ouija boards are real anymore. I think it's literally modulated frequencies and they're controlling your hand movement. They're not gonna do it right now because I'm filming. And also because it looks fucking retarded, but This is literally what they do to amputees whenever they're trying to like give them prosthetic arms and shit to help them with AI. What's your name? You want to spell for me, fucker? That was them spelling, not me. Other TIs can probably do it if they let you, but I don't recommend it because they're fucking dicks. So anyways, this person can control my arm movement, and they were writing, so I don't know who's modulating, but he's one of the originals. He's also how I figured out that, how I got evidence of my neighbors arguing behind me. He told me to go outside by handwriting. I believe they let people play with it, not knowing how it works. The modulate frequencies. 10/21/22. I want to go get plates again because people are harassing me still via modulator and VTK. Also because the 19th of October I went to see if... Wait, 19th of... Oh, 19th of October I was going to my cousin's house, but I decided to take a detour and kind of pass by that neighborhood, and I saw different vehicles there. So whoever the fuck was in that actual house, like that specific family that I will not name right now, there's some other vehicles there, and I'm assuming that he moved out and went back to his other property. So I'm not really sure who's in that house. Different vehicles. Also, my aunt's house, the two boys that I did an interview with that are hearing voices, they have the same setup, and they're being harassed by their neighbors too. But I think the modulators are the modulators for me and them and possibly my other cousins and family members. A modulator can turn on the different channels, I think. What do the channels do? I don't know, but whoever the fuck's modulating can just hone in on coordinates and spawn everybody. And they're the ones watching my entire family. And people that are like radioing in, I don't know how the fuck they do it. I guess I'm assuming it's like specific frequencies that they just tune into. But they just literally, they can just tune into anybody and watch them. Okay, so the neighbor on the right of my aunt's house, Eminem Properties, if nobody is on the property records but squatting there. So I don't know if it's a rental, if they're living, like, wouldn't it be under their name if they were renting? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, this morning while I was waking up, I heard a black girl use a voice modulator. The day before, I heard someone using a voice mod trying to sound like somebody nobody knows. Not a typical audio clip. They keep playing Sunday Bloody Sunday. It's a Paramore song to mock me and themselves. They expanded my uterus to shame me with sexual stuff like ejaculation. I fell asleep again because I'm sick and the frequency modulator is literally torturing me by hiding and acting like it's a normal sickness. But I was already being clogged up before I ever got sick. I fell asleep again. 10 a.m. I woke up and everything got turned on again. Artificial tinnitus, the head pressure, the migraines because of the nerves being hit, eye pain, dizziness, and lethargy. It literally feels like my nerves are being fried. Also heard an older white man and someone say Terry. I heard an old guy say Donald. I heard a Lindsay also. Maud decided not to shock my throat or force me to cough because I'm really sick. Took Equate cold and flu and Advil. Head never stopped hurting because it's just the nerves. It's mostly modulated frequencies hitting me. 5:26 p.m. Nerves still pulsating from the temples and the base of the skull to the rest of the nerves in my head. Still getting body convulsions, but it's not cold. I asked the cousin that got filmed and showed to me in a visual. I asked her brother and sister if my visual matched up without trying to scare them, so I kind of just asked questions describing her. And they basically said yes, besides the uniform that she was wearing. But they said, yes, she's a nurse. Yes, she works at the hospital. And yes, her hair looks the way it does, I guess. Anyway, I think they're afraid to ask, but I don't want her number. They offered me her number to talk to her, but I don't want her number because they might try to scare her too. Gabriel still isn't home. I keep repeating a Paramore song, Decoy, about using you and contingency lawyer. Contingency lawyer is literally me trying to look for a lawyer, but using you is like a phrase in the song. 4 p.m. Male neighbors asked, are they still hitting her with microwaves? Been bedridden essentially all day from the pain. Dozed off. Woke up at 8:30 p.m. because I felt another bad dream. I saw some dude trying to overlay an emoji. The one where he has a monocle, but it showed him. It showed the actual guy. Even all I saw was a Mexican dude embarrassed at the filter. The nerve pain was off as I slept, but it gets turned back on when I wake up. It's a little more dull now. I was told handlers' phones have all the neighborhood's contact information, even though they don't know each other personally. They shouldn't know each other personally. The only reason they do is because they talk on radio, because they're all paid to be informants, but they don't all like each other. 10:22:22, 6:42 a.m. I woke up. I was writing and it was dark, so I kind of messed up. I woke up, pain and nerves in my head again. Gabriel's home, finally. He's been gone for about a month. The day he left, I think got in an argument with the neighbor next door to the neighbor on the right. I guess because the torture, he don't want to be a part of it, or he doesn't want to have our family being made fun of. I don't know what's going on. 9:50 a.m. burning my right nasal cavity, making my eyes water, hitting me in the colon. 9:55 a.m. stimulating bowels, or shooting air pockets, or causing air pockets to stimulate my bowels. 2:55 p.m. I heard lay off the dues. And hitting her too hard. I think it was from the 2302 kids. Nasal cavity nerves are burning on and off till around 6. I guess 6 p.m. Nerves in my head hurt on and off. After eating, 6:30 p.m. my stomach feels bloated more than the food I ate. So you eat, but they'll make you feel bloated because it's just how the way the fucking technology works. It like inflames you. They usually do it before I eat also. So like if I ever want to eat, they'll start hitting me, so it'll make me not hungry too. 6:58 p.m. They shocked my throat of forcing me to have gag reflexes stimulated because I just ate. They're overlaying vomiting sounds and playing back the nasty coughing that I do to laugh about and add to their audio mapping. 8:30 p.m. constricting my nasal cavity so bad I can barely breathe without mouth breathing. With also a commentary about let's turn her into a mouth breather. They made comments about otolaryngology, or the doctor who basically diagnosed people who got hit with microwaves, Dr. Hoffer, the Havana syndrome doctor that figured out how to diagnose people. 10/23/22. A dream. I saw a room with VHS scattered across the floor. It was Final Destination 2. I started seeing blankets folded in sheets, and they were blue and dolphin printed. Significant because in 2004-2005, Mom wanted to help me theme my room for dolphins. The dream switched to a squirrel trying to avoid Artemis, but a girl was talking as if she was the squirrel. I held Artemis in the dream till the squirrel could get away enough before he tried to chase it. The cat chased it up the tree, and it jumped and it hit the roof. Artemis got it and somehow ended up on the side, like the camera panned to like the side of my house, where he slammed it against the wall, the brick wall. I helped it, and it became a girl, like a little girl, a blonde girl with short hair, like down to her shoulders possibly. I saw her battered. Her head was swollen along the forehead and the gash on the right side of the head. But the gash looked like an animal had been cut open to expose its organs. And I think it was a squirrel. I'm not sure. It looked like it had white fur on the chest. I saw white fur and the skin was 1/10 of a centimeter thick. And I can't draw worth a shit, but like she looked like this. It's a blonde girl. This part of her was swollen really badly, and this was where the gash was. It looked like they cut open a fucking animal and like showed they're like I don't know, something fucking weird. But it looked like a brown red color, like a muscle. Also, someone said something about looking for porn. The dream cut to some warehouse. I've seen this place maybe 3 times in different dreams. Again, I can't draw worth a shit, and it's hard to remember sometimes, but it's like this part's closed, this part's open, but every time I go into the dream, like, it doesn't let you go past that point. It always never lets me through the gate, so I have to walk over there and then back. The walls look concrete, though. Last night I was being hit in the nerves, in my gums, my head, my left sciatic nerve, lower back, my nasal cavity. I slept and kind of woke up around 11 p.m. I heard a younger boy adult talking. He was white. At 12:45 p.m. I was being hit in my nasal cavity somewhere. Clogging up my nasal passage was simultaneously It closed up the clogged up my nasal passage while simultaneously causing one nostril to drip mucus. Burning nerve pain in nasal cavity, gums, eyes, muscles being inflamed to cause tears to be secreted. Also, that one main family, I don't know who the other people are that work with them, or if they're their family also, but they've never worked, I don't think, actual jobs ever in their life, because it's like a family thing that they've been doing forever. One of them's almost 40, and I saw a post on his Facebook about retiring in 4 years. I don't know about you, but unless you're like really rich and educated, you don't really retire early. And the other brother, he's hiding under some kind of aerospace thing, but it's like fake as fuck. He's using fake innuendos to hide his name. They don't work at all. All they do is like play drums or something. But even their bands never took off. And the reason that they're trying to retire early is literally federal money. They've been getting federal money for a very long time, I think. Okay, so my nostrils, whatever, clogged up. Then they said Frank Miranda, 5:43 p.m. I haven't seen or thought of him since 2015. My stepdad, he's my stepdad, my mama's husband, before she passed away. 5:47 p.m. nerve pain is shifting through my front gums to the side, like they're shifting through where like the other teeth are. Never hurts unless they want to torture me. The area around my eyes is swollen and they're basically trying to emulate me having allergies because like I got like a cold kind of, but I don't have any allergies and I'm not sick like I was on the first 2 days. And somebody said something about a Geiger counter. I don't know what the fuck that is. 6:12 p.m. they're playing a Megan Diaz song called Setting Up Sunday. Specifically the breaking sometimes part. Where we all feel like we're breaking sometimes. That's how it goes. 10:24:22. I haven't slept because the nasal cavity is still congested. Whoever is modulating frequencies is torturing me in different ways because they aren't supposed to antagonize me at all, supposedly. I fell asleep around 4 a.m. The dream. They try to emulate Kay again, the friend from childhood that they keep trying to groom me to. But people were talking about hitting me with a diagram of the human head, which looked like an anatomy and physiology book. It looked like she was holding it, but like it's not her. It's some AI shit that they can do. It's crazy shit that they can do, I swear to God. I saw some people, in particular the girl black, I also recognized. And I don't know if it was school or because I was working in a convenience store for 5 years. It could have been her at that store. It could have been her from the school. I have to check the yearbook. The dream emulated in their back seat as she drove. The dreams play like videos. The car hit a ramp, went up and into a pool of water. I got out. One got out. I got out. No one tried to get her out. Someone said to help her. Next it shifted to a person. Probably a kid sitting in a chair conducting as if they were a puppet master. They're white. I felt my body get thrown in their directions and I started screaming to wake up. As I forced myself out of the forced coma, I could feel them trying to force my head back down on the pillow. So like I woke up and like I was picking my head up and like he tried to like force my head back down into the pillow. I fell back asleep. At 7 a.m. I saw a dead black guy with a pool of blood around him. I heard kids playing into the story. Sometimes they'll talk, sometimes they'll watch the story, other times they'll just talk and not watch the story. It depends if if the modulator wants them to see the dream. I saw a dead Mexican man too. It looked like his eyes were gouged out and just the sockets were there. So you could see like the flesh and the muscle and where his eyes were. I woke up again as modulators plus others said, I bet you like drinking this cum. And something about liking eating flesh. They said my body feeling like it's moving when I'm not even moving is an oscillator. And my Frey contract of naval intelligence, where they were experimenting with this in the late 60s, early 70s, has a component that has an oscillator in the list of stuff that they bought for the testing. So the Frey contract has similar components, including an oscillator. If there's anything else I can show right now. I want to say that it feels like there's like a partnership between these people. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on. I don't know why the main family left. I don't even know if they started it. I just know that they were there. But it's like they said we don't want nothing to do with this because I guess they were being attacked by everybody and in the neighborhood because they were doing too much in that house. Whoever was in the house. And I think the dad at least literally moved, I guess, back to their other family property because that family property belonged to their parents. I think the mom's parents, but they passed away. I'm gonna go ahead and show my blood pressure chart because every time I go to the Burke Center, it shoots up to like 150. This is just a pause if anybody wants to read it. It's typically normal, and it's only high. It's only high if I'm being hit. And since I have a doctor appointment coming up again soon, I have a feeling they're gonna be attacking the fuck out of me. But here I want to show how it's completely normal right here. And like their 120s and 118s is where it should be, not the 30s and 40s.